Hi everybody, this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. This is the Honor 10. This is my audio review, so that will cover Bluetooth, speaker, headphones, anything else it has to do with the audio side. So if you don't know, this does have a 3.5mm headphone jack. So I'm now going to show you some of the sound settings within the phone itself. Let's take a look at these, and then I'll come back and I'm going to show you a range of different headphones that I've got lying around and how good or bad they sound with this. Let's go check it out. Okay, so we're just going to take a look at the options when you plug in a wired headphone. These are the Honor earphones. Now you can get to the Huawei, let's bring that a bit closer, and there we go. You can get to these Huawei Headphone sound effects. That is a typo. I'm sure that will be fixed. That should say listen. This is the very first sort of pre-retail firmware. So in the playback mode, you have various options. You have auto, 3D, natural sound and standard. When you select standard, you also have access to the equalizer. If you go into the headset mode, you can decide with what type of headset you like, and it customizes the sound slightly. And you also have a few other models here as well. So you've got some Huawei headphones where they've got bespoke sound tweaks for them, and also the Monster headphones, which produce epic bass levels apparently and quality. So what you can do when you have standard mode set, you have your graphic equalizer, and you can move these here as you like, and you also have down here the mega bass, and then you can save this particular preset as well. So as I said, you can also get to these if you go into sound, and they are down here in the Huawei, I can't stand that spelling error, listen sound effects, and you've got the same options to get them, so they're available cross app. I say this is only when it's connected via wired. The other options, if we look at what happens if we just turn on a Bluetooth headphone a second, and you can see here that you can have the full Google Assistant as well connected. But when you go into Bluetooth, depending on what type of headphone you've got, you'll notice here that the actual Bose here, they have the low energy Bluetooth option as well. And I've tested a few different Bluetooth headphones, which I'll now talk about. Okay, so you've seen the settings. So I've tried a number of different headphones. First of all, I have these Honor, which ones these are called? The AM12. So these are quite a sort of £20 pair of earphones, wired earphones, and they sound pretty good on this because you can select the headphone type, and yeah, I actually quite liked the sound on these. A lot of bass, good range, and all in all particularly impressive considering the price. But let's move on. Let's say you've got a decent pair of wired headphones, or semi-decent. These are the Sennheiser Momentums, and the sound quality out of this is redonkulous, fantastic, superb bass, good sound stage, lots and lots of volume. I mean, this is a phenomenal listening device for an MP3 player. You know, I wish my Huawei P20 Pro had this headphone jack with this sound output, so I could listen to these headphones. They sound really good. The treble, mid-range was really excellent. But it doesn't just stop there. If, for example, you want to know, if you wanted to plug some over-the-ear headphones, these are a pair of 50 ohm Sennheiser HD 598. Now, this is probably, I would say, getting close to the maximum in terms of ohms and sensitivity you want to be powering through these. But I've got to say, a real test of how good the output is of a phone is, can they drive these bigger headphones? And boy, no problem with top end volume. These get driven really beautifully. So good sound quality, good sound stage, nice treble mid bass. You'd be very happy. What about something a bit harder to drive? The Bear Dynamics DT770 Pro. These are 80 ohms. These are hard to drive. On a 10, drove them. Okay, the volume's right at max, and for some people, if your hearing is not as good, you might want a bit more volume. But I've got to say, these were driven really nicely. Okay, I've driven these better with some more powerful dedicated amplification, but I would be extremely happy to use these in the Honor 10 permanently. But that's the limit. I wouldn't go any higher in terms of harder to drive headphones. The Bears with the 80 ohm DT770 would be the maximum I would try. But that's pretty good going. That's a real surprise. But what about trying the Honor 10 with something like the little Bose wire-free wireless type headphones? They work really well. They have the low energy Bluetooth with these. But if you're listening to YouTube videos, the voice sync is slightly out of sync with these, with this particular type of headphone. If you were trying the AirPods, yes, you can use AirPods on Android. These had practically no out of sync voice on YouTube. So in all honesty, perfectly okay to use and was a good combination. But if you use a normal pair of Bluetooth headphones without the wire-free, so you've got connections like this, it's fine. It's very good Bluetooth. So if you're looking for some of the higher res codecs, it does have the aptX HD, predominantly because it's running Android Oreo, where you have the higher codecs. But what about the loudspeaker, the last part of the actual test? So let's me go and play some of my own music. And I have to do this due to these sort of YouTube copyright issues that you have. So this is the first track I'm going to play, and I'll put the volume up, and I might have to turn off some Bluetooth headphones that are interfering with it. Turn those off. Let's start again. So another track. So you can hear there's quite a nice bit of bass on this. It maxes out at about 85 dB, which isn't the loudest. And also with spoken, when listening to songs or people talking at max volume, it's slightly a hard treble, so you might need to knock it down one notch. And it's only a mono speaker, obviously, as you can tell, but it isn't too bad. Anyway, that's my quick audio review. This is the Honor 10. A lot more coverage coming on this. There's a few suggestions that people have asked for in terms of specialist things. They will all be added into the main review. So if there's anything else you want me to answer, either ask a question, I'll try and answer it, or I'll cover it off when it comes to the actual main review. And this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Keep well, guys, and speak to you soon. Bye.